So, hello to everyone that's watching this video. Thanks for watching, and however, this is my first video, so I might be all over the place, but hopefully it's good enough and you enjoy it. So, the point of this video is, the topic of this video, I should say, is W203, my W203. And I want to talk about a few things I like about this car and a few things I don't like about this car. And for any of you that's thinking about buying one, should you buy one or shouldn't you buy one? So that's mainly what this video is going to be about. And off rip, I'll start off with things that I like about this car. I'll do a few things I like about this car and a few things I dislike about the car. So, and excuse me, I am right next to a train. So I really hope you can hear me, because if you can't, I'll have to really relocate. And now I got an 18-wheeler coming with traffic. But I really hope you can hear what I'm saying. And so, off rip, let's start off with, I'm gonna pause for a second and let traffic pass, so you can just enjoy the sights for a second. Enjoy the view. Okay, so I'm pretty much sure you can hear me now. So let me go back over what I just said. So off rip, first thing I'm gonna start off with is a few things that I like about W203s. So number one, the styling, the looks. For a car that came out in 2000, the early 2000s, I have to admit this car aged very well. Very well. It still looks like a modern car, even though it's around 20 years old, just around. This is a 2001 model, so yeah, this one is definitely around 20 years old at the time, as of 2022. So number one, it'd be the styling, the look of the car. Number two, this is a C320 model with the 3.2 liter V6. I would pop the hood, but it's too much because my hood latch is broke. That's why I have it bungee cord down. But this is a 3.2 liter V6. It makes around 215 horsepower to the crank and 221 foot-pound for the torque to the crank. And it is definitely a solid motor. It's very torquey. It makes decent power, but the torque is really there. It's definitely a very reliable engine, I should say. And it gets up and goes very well, pretty good. So that's two things. I do one more thing. The third thing is, I'll say, I guess, customizations. So if you really want to go overboard and really have this car stand out and pop out, it don't take a lot. To be honest, all you really need is to get you some nice lowering springs, or you can do coilovers, and get you a nice set of rims. And you can do a few little cosmetic things, like throw on you a little aftermarket little spoiler or something. Add your own little touches to it, make it pop. If you want to add some stickers like I did, you can add some stickers. This is my first video. I'm trying to think of some things. Everything is different on camera. You can ace everything off camera, but it's how well can you perform on camera. So 3 things, let's go over. The styling of the car, the looks of the car. Second thing I really like about this car is, I'll say the drivetrain, but more of the engine. The transmission is okay, it's all right, it's not bad. It could be better, but it could also be worse. It's decent for the age. The third thing is customizations to it, things that you could do to make the car look better. Like, for instance, it's a 20-year-old car, but I have aftermarket nice headlights. That's a nice touch. Just the headlights alone make the car look so much better. Now, let's touch on a few things that I don't like about the car. Which is not many, but you know, for it being a 20-year-old car, things will wear out. And when things wear out on a car that's this old, that you really don't see all the time, sometimes it can be hard to find parts that, you know, you don't have to buy brand new, but you know, a part that you can get used. But who sells used parts for these cars? Not a lot of people. So more than often you have to go online and order new parts, and it could be pretty pricey. So that's the first thing I don't like about it, is trying to find parts. Another thing I don't like about it, let's open the door. I like the fact that, excuse the milk crate, the interior is all black, you know, but during when it's hot, trust me, you will burn in this interior. But it's still, it's nice. It's, you know, it's really held up really well. No rips, no tears, you know, little scratches here and there. All right, so another thing I don't like, we'll still call this the interior, the roof liner. See how it's sagging, it's hanging, like bubbled up? I don't like that at all. You know, it's not a big deal, but it's something to complain about. And also with this rear shade, this right here, if you roll it up, you can't roll it down. But it's nice though. It don't look bad, you know, especially at nighttime. When you're on the road and people in big trucks want to get behind you with the high beams on, you know, that'll definitely hide a lot of light. Or when you out and it's real sunny, it'll hide a lot of light. Another thing is the interior is, you know, it could have been much better, but some things are just real cheap plastic. Same with this thing. This thing just peels off, and it be so hot during the summertime, it literally melts in here. You know, the cover for the vents came off. This vent is stuck up. I can't pull it down for some reason. You know, overall the interior is pretty nice. It's not bad at all. I mean, it's nice and it's plain and simple. It's real plain, but everything is in your face. And with the rear shade, the thing, what I mean, if it gets stuck, it's this thing. If you push down on this, it won't. I'll just show you real quick. It has a nice chorus coming through. That's a Supra. Toyota Supra right there. Nice, definitely a classic car. You don't see that every day. All right, so with the rear shade, see it's up. Hopefully you can see. Another thing is this ticket sound. It does this when I turn the car on. It does it for about maybe 30 seconds sometimes. But with the rear shade, when I try to pull it down, hit the button to take it down, you'll hear it jam up. So let's just listen. Now I'll just point it back there. Well, you can see. It makes that sound. So it's just stuck, it's down, whatever. So I only use it once. And the first time I use it, it won't work the way it's supposed to. But that's okay. So that's a few things I don't like. That's a few things that I do like. So let's go over, is it worth buying a W203 in 2022? My opinion, it's definitely worth it. You know, these cars are relatively pretty cheap now. I see a lot of them anywhere from, you know, $3,000 to $7,000. You know, that's pretty cheap for a car, for a sedan this size, I should say. Especially for a car that's like this, as solid as these cars are. You know, I can only speak for the C320, but I'm pretty sure the C240s, it's the same car. This is just a D-stroke motor. These cars are very reliable if you really take care of them, of course, with anything. But for the price, you can't beat that. You know, that's a good price. And it's not too expensive to replace parts. but it's also not cheap. So I definitely consider you buying one if you're in the market for one. It's a great first core. This is my first core, however, and it's great. I like it. I love it, actually. If you have a family, I wouldn't consider buying this core because, you know, it's not the biggest core at all. It's more on the smaller side, you know. Yes, if you have a family, you know, a nice size family, don't buy this car. Have a nice airplane. All right, so that's a few things I cover, you know. Hopefully I help somebody out. I'll just touch over one more thing, you know, things that I have done to this car. Really, the only thing I have done to this car is I got new headlights, halo headlights. I'll actually turn those on for you right now so you can see what they look like. It's definitely a nice touch for an old car. And I'll turn the fog lights on as well. So the halo lights, definitely a nice touch in my opinion. Definitely makes the car look so much more aggressive. I get compliments on it all the time. And these didn't cost that much. I paid around $185 for these. Not bad at all. They work very well. Another thing I've done to the car is, as you can see, I just threw stickers on. This is my Instagram if you would like to follow me. I post pictures of the car all the time and exhaust clips and different things. Another thing I did was black out the grill. Nothing too crazy, but you know, it's definitely a nice little touch. More just little stickers. And I have W203 Society. Have more stickers. And I have an aftermarket little cheap spoiler. You know, it's 3M tape or glue, so it's not drilled into the trunk. So if I want to take it off, I can just peel it right off, which is cool. I have more stickers. You know, this is the rust bucket. You know, try to keep the positivity going. Another thing I've done to the car is custom exhaust. These are not AMG tips, but they look similar to AMG tips for this chassis, W203 chassis. So the thing I've done to the car is I took the muffler off and I deleted the resonator. So it's just straight pipe from the secondary cats back. I still have primary cats and I still have secondary cats. And I'll tell you, it definitely sounds amazing, especially for a car like this. You definitely wouldn't expect it to sound as good as it does. I'll tell you that. And yeah, you can turn heads a lot with this car. It's definitely something crazy. Like, for instance, if random people was standing here with me and somebody in my car let me let the truck pass. So if a group of random people was sitting here like car enthusiasts and they close their eyes and this pull up and you hear the exhaust, they would have never thought it was this car. You would think it's some type of Infiniti or Nissan 350Z, 370Z or something like that. It definitely has a unique sound. It is a V6, however, but it's a very deep sounding V6 at that. So it doesn't sound like every other V6. It definitely has its own sound to it. I'll give you I'll give you a nice little startup, a few revs. It definitely isn't cold, so it's not going to be as loud, but hopefully you can still get a taste for it. So I'll just put this right here. All right. for a V6, this definitely sounds really good for a V6, especially because, you know, a lot of V6s don't sound too well. You really have to do a lot to make a V6 sounds great, and it was so easy on this car. Just delete the muffler and the resonator. You know, it's not too loud, it's not raspy, you know, still on the deep side. You know, I can come up unless you hit an idle. No, pretty good. And another thing I forgot to mention is on things I've done, I added just, you know, some interior lights and some mats. Just some nice little lights, LED blue lights to bring it out a little bit. Now I'll give you one more walk around of the car. This is what it looks like without the fog lights on. No fog lights on, with just halos. It definitely looks much better in person. This train is really, really, really loud. And I'll turn the headlights on now. So this is what it looks like with the headlights on. Still pretty much the same. Also, I keep forgetting things that I've done to the car. You can check the rims out. I plastic dipped the rims. Just like that. You know, a nice little touch. I tried to plastic dip the door handles. You know, I didn't do the best job on those. I didn't do the best job on the rounds, but the way I see it is, I mean, it looks better overall than what it was before. And yes, this car does have rust. I tried to repair it multiple times, but I'm not a professional at it. So if you get a W203, be aware of the rust. I'll show you the, you know, rust spots, but it's covered up somewhat. You know, these tend to rust really bad at the lower doors. However, mine does have a little rust on the trunk right here. Have a little rust up here as well. Of course, you have more rust in different little spots from like rock chips and stuff. More rust on this side, same thing, you know. It could be worse, but it's all right. And I have a little bit right there. And another thing I've done is I got these blacked out. Just ordered those straight from Amazon. And I added a rough stripe to give it a nice little touch. This is what it looks like from the back. Without the metal lights, it just shows that on the camera for some reason. Oh, and I also blacked out the Mercedes-Benz store right there. That's about it. I mean, hopefully you enjoyed the video and I helped someone out with a few things about the car. Comment under the video if you have any more questions, or you can follow me on Instagram and keep up with my journey with this car. More things I plan on doing to it. This was my first video. I probably was a little bit off topic a bit, but it's okay. Sorry for the train, and you know, at least the Supra made up for the train, the other loud sounds. That was nice seeing the Supra. I am in Kansas City. If you know Kansas City, this area might look familiar. This is the West Bottoms. Definitely a nice spot. You see a lot of nice cars down here, and it's definitely a nice spot just to come hang out and chill out with friends if you have any. Fortunately, I don't, but that's okay. And I believe that's about it for the video. I mean, you can leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever you want. Just hope I helped somebody out today. All right, take it easy.